Namaste. Welcome. This class is designed to help you stretch and gently release your superficial front line. So there's a myofascial train that runs right from the front of your feet up the front body and connects in up behind the ears. So this class is specifically designed to help you kind of work into that and help release any tension that might be stored there. If you do have a soft Pilates ball, please go ahead and grab that because we're going to work into releasing through the abdomen. If not, during that time, you can just work kneading with your hands. Sitting comfortably, move the flesh away from your sitting bones. Take a nice deep breath in, lifting up nice and tall. And as you exhale, place your hands wherever they feel comfortable, resting on your lap. Close your eyes, relax. And just taking some time for yourself here at the beginning of your practice to get centered and grounded and noticing any sounds around you. And bringing your awareness to sense any objects around you. And seeing if you can sense your position in the room. And then begin to bring your awareness to your body, relaxing your legs, your hips, softening into your shoulders and arms, maintaining that gentle lift in your spine, lengthening all the way up through your neck and into the crown of your head as you soften and relax into your face and jaw. Bringing your awareness to your breath. And starting by noticing your breath. Noticing the pattern of your breath, its tempo. Gradually starting to deepen your breath. Inhale, drawing the breath down into the lower lobes of your lungs and feeling your belly expand. Exhaling, feeling your lungs emptying and your belly soften and contract. Continuing on in this way. One more breath. Maintaining this long drawn out breath. Let's move into some Goranga breathing. Inhaling and drawing the sound into your mind. Hey, Sarah. And we'll exhale to say the sound out loud. Let's exhale completely. Take a breath in. Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. One more time. Inhale. Goranga. Return to your regular breathing pattern. Taking your hands to rest at the base of your skull, opening your eyes. We're just going to gently lift the chin, raising your chin up, taking your head back, and lower your head down, chin toward your chest. And then even further still, taking the first two fingers and just pressing them up underneath the base of your skull for a little bit of support for your neck, and raise your head up. And as you raise your head up, inhale, lift through the chest, lengthen your spine so you're really broad and open through your chest, your collarbones, your throat. Exhale, come back to center, release your hands, drop your chin forward, and bring your head back to a neutral position, coming over onto your knees. So as mentioned with this front line, we're going to work from the front of the feet and up the front of the legs. So this stretch is really going to help us target that area. So placing your hands back behind you as you sit on your heels and just slowly and gently moving with awareness, start to lift your knees until you feel a bit of a stretch through the front of your ankles. You might need to walk your hands back a little or soften into the elbows, just raising your knees up. And lower the knees down with your palms planted firmly on the floor. Then inhale, start to raise your hips, raise your chest, coming into a baby camel. If you feel confident enough to take your head back, go ahead, nice and slow. Keep breathing. And exhale. Come back to center and lift up. Now, if you don't have a soft Pilates ball, just coming to lay on your back and taking your hands into your abdomen and just giving yourself a nice, gentle abdominal massage. If you have one of these soft Pilates balls at home, placing it on the floor and taking your belly over the ball, and you're just going to very slowly and carefully lower your weight into the ball, resting on your forearms and just doing a little bit of a release by rolling the ball around and up and down through your abdominal area, just helping to release any tension. And as you move the ball, you might notice some little areas of tension there. And if you feel able to, you can just take your time to spend a little bit more time in that area. And the more you lower your weight over the ball, the more intense it's going to be. So we'll just stay here for another 20 seconds or so. I'm just breathing steadily. All right. Now, coming up off the ball, releasing from your abdominal massage. Setting. Oh, I can really feel that. It's like a wave of lightness. Very nice. All right. Now coming back down onto your belly, taking your hands back width apart. To move slowly and gradually, building up into full cobra pose, moving in wave-like motions, trying to articulate one vertebra at a time. Inhaling to lift up, starting with baby cobra and lower down. Really building up that lengthening and stretch through the front of the torso. And of course, getting a nice bit of mobility through your spine. And let's do one more. Coming up as far as you feel comfortable, raise your chin. Exhale, lower down. Under your shoulders, close to your body, drawing your elbows in nice and snug. Elbows working into the ribs as you come into cobra. Nice and active in the pose, pressing your palms into the floor and lengthening out of your lower back. Exhale, tuck your toes and go into a nice Brief extended child's pose before coming all the way up into downward dog. So just coming into the pose, stretching out a little bit. It's getting comfortable in your body. And when you're ready, inhale, shifting your weight forward over your wrists and carefully lowering your hips down toward the floor, allowing them to hover as you look forward. And then lifting back, exhale. Inhale, seeing if you can move with a bit of a wave-like motion again, and exhale. One more time, inhale, exhale. Excellent. And walk your hands forward. And slowly, slowly roll up, standing at the top of your mat. Just taking a very brief moment here to clasp your hands together. Soft bend through your knees. Draw your shoulders in toward each other, opening up through your chest, gazing up, raising your arms, and then start to kind of feels and looks a little awkward. Push your hips forward and straighten your legs. So again, you're just really focusing on opening up the front of the body. And exhale, release. Bringing your hands together in prayer position. Getting ready for a couple of rounds of sun salutations. Inhale, reaching up, taking a little back reach here. Exhale, folding forward, bending through the knees if needed. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back into and lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, lift back into downward dog, holding here for 3 breaths. Soft bend through the knees as needed. Fingers and thumbs spread nice and wide. Press the floor away and roll your upper arms in toward each other, setting your shoulder blades down your back. Lifting into your hips and lengthening down into your heels. Looking between your hands, jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Little back reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching up again, back reach. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Jump or step back into lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, lifting back into downward dog. Settling in and holding here for 3 breaths. Looking between your hands, jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Back reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or and lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. And then on your inhale, raise your right leg up. Press the floor away with your palms and feel that left heel anchoring down as you raise your leg up, and feel free to roll your hips open, bringing your right heel down toward your left hip. So bending through that right knee. And the more you draw that top knee back, the more you'll feel the stretch through the front of the thigh and the hips. Keep pressing the floor away. And straighten out through the leg. Lower your foot to the floor. Inhale the left leg up. Same on the other side. So first, anchor yourself down into your hands. Heel to the floor. Inhale. Roll the hip open. And then bend through the knee, hip to the heel. Then start to draw the knee back. Inhale. Straighten the leg, rolling the hip back to center. Lower the foot. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, stepping your foot forward and dropping your back knee to the floor. Flattening out through your back foot and raise your torso up. So we're actually going to come into a hip flexor stretch first. So stretching through this front part of the hip. And if you feel like it's getting a bit knobbly under your knee, take a cushion or roll your mat under your knee. So from here, then tuck your back toes under. And you want to have your hips, I'm pointing at my shoulder, your shoulder stacked above your hips and your hips stacked above your knee. And all you're going to do is really tuck the tailbone under so that you're pressing that left hip forward, and you'll feel a stretch through the thigh and maybe just a little lean back, raising the arm up. Good. One more breath here. And lower the arm, flatten the back foot, and start to walk your front foot forward, coming down into a lunge position. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, and going into crescent lunge. Start to lift through the lower ribs, lifting through the back of the ribs, and broadening and opening through the collarbones. And nice reach into your arms. So if it feels uncomfortable taking your arms up, just placing your hands wherever they feel comfortable. You might even like to take them out to the sides. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back into plank, lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, stepping your foot forward. So setting yourself up first, placing a pad under your knee if needed. Tuck your back toes under and stack your shoulders, hips, and knee. And then start to tuck the tailbone under, pressing that right hip forward, feeling the stretch through the thigh, maybe through the front of the hip. Inhale, raising the right arm up, maybe taking it back a little. Staying with your breath. And release. Flatten out through the back foot. Step your left foot forward a little more, coming into a lunge position. Allowing your hips to just drop down naturally. Hanging out here for a moment. And then when you're ready, inhale, raising the arms up, lift through the back of the ribs, lengthening through the front of your body. And breathe. Exhale. Release. Hands to the floor. And step back. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Knees to the floor. Taking your hips back to your heels. Still lengthen out into your fingertips with your arms reaching forward, but just allowing your spine to soften, releasing in the opposite direction from some of the back bending we've done. Head to the floor. 2 more breaths here. And slowly come up. Take your hands forward. And walk your hands back. Slow curl up. Getting ready for dancer pose. If you would like to use a back of a chair or a wall, go ahead. And also if you'd like to use a belt around your foot, go ahead. We're going to take a little minute to warm up into the pose and progress into it. So just take your time. But in the theme of this class, the mood of this class, you'll feel it's a really nice stretch and opening through the front body. So we'll start by balancing on our left leg, holding our right foot. And you're just going to do similar to what we were just doing, where you press the hip forward, feeling the stretch through the front of the thigh and the hip. And also here, just grounding into balancing and coordinating and just trying to control your focus, contain your focus, because we do need to Make sure that we're focused in this pose so that you're not going to fall over. Not that that's a big deal. Now going to the other side, press the hip forward, keeping the knees side by side. And you'll feel too that it's not just, and release, it's not just in the hips and legs, but as you take your arm back, you can feel that nice opening through the chest and shoulders as well. So let's go a little mini dancer pose now. So bringing your heel to your hip, raising your left arm forward, and keeping your heel in toward your hip. Start to lower your torso forward, reaching out into your fingertips and drawing your thigh bone up into your hip and just hugging everything into your midline to help keep you nice and balanced. And lower down. Let's move to the other side. Raising the right arm out and the left foot up, drawing that foot in, and then begin to tip your body forward. Feeling that stretch through the front of the thigh. Whoop. And release. All right, now we're going to start moving into the full pose. So just go as far as you feel comfortable. You might only feel comfortable going sort of this position, raising your knee maybe to horizontal. Just go wherever your body will allow. Holding onto your foot, maybe the inside of your foot or your ankle. Same approach applies where we're raising our arm out, lowering our torso forward, and begin to raise the back leg up. Staying here for one more breath. And release. Carefully lower down. Get centered on the right side now or the other side. Bringing your foot in and starting to find a point of focus. You can bring a soft bend into your knee to help you balance. And draw your torso forward as you raise your leg up. Keep breathing. And release. Lower down. And just standing in mountain. Feeling that beautiful energy rush through your body. All right, let's slow flow down to the floor. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Hanging forward for an extra breath. Releasing through your lower back. And then inhale, slide your hands up your shins, flat back. Exhale, folding forward, hands to the floor, step back, lower down. Let's go belly to the floor, baby cobra. Exhale, lifting back into child's pose. Head to the floor, arms by your sides. Take one more full deep breath here. And then hands to the floor as you press yourself up. Coming into hero now, so sitting with your hips on your heels. And we're going to just be really mindful of your hip mobility, your knee mobility. There shouldn't be any sharp pains. So sliding your heels out to the side so that your hips can sit down nice and snug in between your heels. This might be far enough for you just sitting in this position. Otherwise, you can walk back, dropping to your forearms, taking hold of your toes. If you feel you can go all the way down, carefully lowering down and just being mindful of the positioning of your upper body and your spine, seeing if you can draw your lower ribs in. And as you do that, you'll feel that gentle lift of the hips or the glutes. Not too much, but just enough to accentuate that stretch through the front of the thighs and the hips. Placing your hands wherever they feel comfortable. Shoulders drawing in toward each other and down away from the ears. One more nice full breath here. And making your way out of the pose. Reversing out the way that we came in. So coming up onto your forearms, pressing up onto your hands. Hands come forward. And let's come all the way down onto our back. Hug your knees into your chest. And making circles with your knees and back in the opposite direction. Good. And come back to center. So option here to just do whatever your favorite gentle spinal twist is. That might be nice if you've had enough opening and stretching. Just go ahead and do a gentle spinal twist. If you feel, give me more, let's go into a bit more of a cattail type twist. So both knees are bent. Let's take the right knee up and over and see if you can bend the left knee, catching it in your right hand. And so what you can do there is draw your heel in and you'll feel that stretch again through the front of the thigh. You might like to prop yourself up or just lay back, whatever feels good for you. And again, pressing the hips forward. The other thing you can do in this position too is take the focus away from the front of the hip and the thigh and press your foot back into your hand, creating a nice back arch and lengthening. And that'll help draw a bit of a stretch into your shoulders and chest as well. And come back to center. And let's switch sides. Bending both knees, this time taking the left knee over, catching hold of the right foot. And drawing the foot in and pressing the hips forward. Keep breathing. And then taking it back, pressing the foot into your hand and lifting through the lower back and the belly. Finding that nice lengthened spinal twist. And come back to center. Release. Knees hug to the chest. Go ahead and take any last poses or stretches that your body is craving. My hamstrings are always craving stretching. And then make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. Sliding your shoulders down away from your ears. And with your arms down by your sides, turn your palms up. Allow your feet to just fall out naturally. Taking this time at the end of your practice to allow all the benefits of the techniques we've just practiced to assimilate within our mind and body. Allowing your entire body to feel heavy and relaxed. And see if you can simultaneously feel the lightness that your practice has brought to your body, that kind of free flow of energy. And simply breathing and letting go. Nothing else to do and nowhere else to be in this moment. Just rest. Slowly start to wake up your body by wriggling your fingers and toes. Gently rock your head from side to side. And rolling over onto your left side. Rest for a moment. And gently press yourself up, sitting up in a comfortable position. We'll finish off with just a little short and sweet kirtan, chanting Gopala, Govindarama, Madana Mohana. Just joining in as you feel comfortable, resting your mind and heart in these beautiful sacred sounds. Gopala, Govindarama, Madana Mohana. 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 Now, bringing our palms together in prayer position, bowing our heads to offer our respects to each other, and bowing our heads once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste. Thank you so much.